Hi everyone, welcome back to Invisible Rank. This is a podcast dedicated to AEO and GEO, where we break down the latest developments of AI search engine optimizations across both China and US, along with practical pro tips that you can actually implement. In the last episode, we talked about how to use two free GitHub projects to run AEO optimization with Claude Code. And those are GeoSEO automation and SEO machine. If you want to read about those, follow my last episode. In this episode, I want to introduce you to two more mature tools that I've personally tested and found to be very effective. That can help you to run a basic AEO workflow in the shortest amount of time. And it also comes down to two steps, which are evaluating your current AI visibility and generating contents that's more likely decided by AI. So let's get started. With step one, diagnosing your AI visibilities. There are already quite a few AI visibility tools in the market, like Alterly AI and GetMint, and traditional SEO platforms like Semrush. Based on my testings, I would say if you're a small or mid-sized business or even early stage startup with only 50 to 200 employees and only have 2 or 3 years of experience in the internet world, most of those newer tools like Alterly AI or GetMint can hardly grab your data. For the company I interned with, there's just no data available that I can see in Alterly AI. If those tools can see you, it cannot evaluate your AI visibility. So in this case, I will suggest you to use Semrush. Semrush is just the ultimate tools for AI visibility test in tracking prompts and getting insights. Um, and the usage is quite simple. You just input your domain and you will get your whole AI visibility score. I'm gonna introduce 4 functions that I personally love on SEMrush. The first one is visibility overview. All you have to do is just type in your domain and you can see all your evaluations for your AEO. For me, my current AI visibility score is only 21. It's quite low. But the most valuable is not about the score, it's about the data structure behind it, that you can see which AI is citing you under which circumstances. In my example, I am more cited by AI search and less cited by chat box. And that explains a question. I'm having a lot of content that is valuable for AI to pick up, but I'm not having enough citations in quotes and prompts. So that's where I'm gonna go further to optimize. To optimize that, there are 2 functions I personally love to use. First is prompt research. Prompt research will give you all the prompts that people are asking under a specific topic or under big questions. The second is questions, which are all of the questions people are asking about your brand. And the last one is prompt tracking. You can see after you publish a post under a certain prompt, is your content helping you to boost your AI visibilities or not? So let's start with prompt research. For example, under the topic of EB2 and IW, you can see all the prompts. There's 25 of them. You can see what people are asking about. Some people are asking about requirements. Some are asking for examples. And some are asking about how to prove their eligibility. And there are all variations in the same need. So that's basically the core of AEO. It's not about writing one article, but using one article to cover multiple inquiries. You can embed those prompts into titles, subheadlines, and frequent asked questions to increase your chance of being cited. You can also see here there is source domains for those AI citations. You can see here WeGreen is our core competitors, and you can see which blog from your competitor is gaining most AI citations. What you have to do is just to benchmark those posts and write a thing. It will save you a lot of time. Another thing is to describe is to see how AI described your brand. After you type in your brand domain, it will give you a bunch of topic distributions. You can see whether this is the brand image that you're looking for. For me, we're showing most in firm selections, but our authority in service model, case studies, and other stuff, trustworthy and security, we need to boost those kind of authorityness. So that's where we're gonna go further into content optimizations. And when it comes to content optimization, it really comes to the harder point because you really want to create contents that AI will select. And if you go to search here about AI content generator, or to say AI and social media content generator, there is a lot of tools in the market. But I personally would recommend this tool called QuickCreator. Um, I think the key insight here is that it is not only a AI generator like those large language models, it is a complete workflow that will guarantee high qualities. That's why I would recommend it. It all starts with a brand center, so it won't just jump straight into writing. It will first ask you about your domain. It will score your domain, and you can define your brand actually. You can define your primary color, your brand story, key features, target audience, mission, and value propositions, and all of that. This step is very critical because generic LLMs tend to produce homogenized content. Without unique inputs, your content won't stand out and it won't get cited. And I think another very cool point is it allows you to have your knowledge base. It is very important because usually AI shares a general RAG, which is a general knowledge base. In that knowledge base, if you want to get very specialized and authorized suggestions for people, it's gonna be really, really hard because the quality of the source is not high. Here you can input the high quality sources that you think can represent your company, and the AI will just limit it to those resources and use those resources as a primary source. And once your knowledge base quality is improved, the quality of our content will improve immediately. So after you set up brand profile and knowledge base, you can then go into social media stuff. Because this is a post-generating AI agent, currently can only link to LinkedIn and X, but I think that's enough. They will go further into Reddit, and you can just copy and paste these things into Reddit right now, and later they will add on the functions. When it comes into writing, it is asking you a lot of hyper-specific questions. All you have to do is just go ahead and type in your request. For me, I said success stories, how many festival partners with companies for immigration. And that's my success story. And you can see it goes directly into memory and it fetch and examine my request and it confirms with me. It confirms my language, what is my primary reader, what's gonna be the goal of my post, which is why manifest law and how to get started with this, how long the post is gonna be, and also the focus. What should the post emphasize? Immediately after that, when I said I want to increase my brand exposure, it comes to ask me, do I want my brand name mentioned in the article or in the topic, in the title? And then where do I want to lead my audiences to? Is it my landing page or it's a secondary landing page that introduce my company as a more subjective tone? With all of that, you can see it then dives into research and search. It starts to write things. And you can unbox those process by clicking into writing strategies, tools analysis, competitive analysis, and see what is this agent actually doing. And I think that's just make me feel safer compared to ChatGPT generated things because everything is just black boxed and you cannot examine how AI is helping you to promote things. And another thing that I think it's really, really useful is that after it generates the first version of the post, it will help you to do um, a qualified metrics review to make sure that the article it provides is with high quality so that it guarantees the post and contents that it provides you is qualified. Finally, you can go into edit and published directly here. Can use semantic conversation with this agent to alter the things, or you can just directly click on the language and um, revise a specific part or revise directly. After you add it, you can publish directly into the platforms that you have already linked with, that are LinkedIn, X, and Reddit. So, in one sentence, to summarize my podcast today, you can use Semrush to diagnose why AI isn't selecting you, and use QuickCreator to create contents that will get selected. If your content is still written for human, you need to shift because that determines your traffic now is AI selected and citations. If you're not ready for full automations with GitHub and Claude Code, these two tools can help you to build a solid AEO foundation within weeks. That is for this episode. Next time, we're going to cover a more controversial topic, the AI data poisoning industry recently exposed in China. And if you're working in AEO or AI content, you don't want to miss it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.